Welcome to this week's edition of This Week in Phuket. Coming up, a missing Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 is behind a crackdown on visa runs and border crossings into Thailand. AirAsia jumps on board tightening its own security measures, and a missing American turns up back in America. Those stories and more of what happened around the island coming up soon on Phuket News TV.
Hey kids! Make sure you tell everyone about the Kids Club for school field trips or even birthday packages starting at 5,999 baht. Parking is available and we have a cafe with real coffee and snacks. The Kids Club. Check out thekidsclubphuket.com.
You're watching Phuket News TV and our weekly look at the main stories. First, police say they're closer to arresting the second of the two men accused of beating French tourist Fabrice Bourgel to death in his sleep when they burgled his bungalow in Rawai on the 18th of April. Authorities say they're certain Mung Mayo is still in Thailand in another province because he keeps calling his mother. The first man arrested for the murder, Shui Udam, is currently in Phuket Provincial Prison. He's admitted to the burglary but has blamed his friend Mung for the killing. But under Thai law, he could still be sentenced to death for conspiracy to murder. The missing Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 is being used as an excuse for the crackdown on visa runs and border crossings into Thailand. In the early days of the investigation into the missing Malaysian Airlines flight, it was discovered that two of the passengers were travelling with stolen passports stolen in Phuket over the past 18 months. This focus has forced immigration officials to crack down on the border traffic and the ease of getting a new 15 or 30-day visa stamp at the many land borders around Thailand. The Phuket News has also confirmed that they will be stopping the same visa runs on flights as well and introducing fingerprint ID for everyone coming into Thailand in the future. If you're travelling with AirAsia, be prepared for tighter security. The budget airline is becoming the first carrier to check passengers' passports against Interpol's database of stolen and lost travel documents. The KL-based airline says it will begin implementing the screening this month as part of its effort to enhance aviation security in the aftermath of the disappearance of MH370. Previously, the Interpol database was only available to government immigration authorities. Police are treating the death of an American found half naked in Patong as suspicious. The 58-year-old was found last Monday lying on the floor next to his bed in the PL House guest house wearing just a shirt. More than 500 properties with an estimated combined value of more than 10 billion baht went under the hammer at a two-day property auction in Phuket last weekend. The live auction event, organised by the Phuket Real Estate Association, took place at Boat Lagoon Resort and could be the beginning of similar auctions taking place at least twice a year to boost the Phuket property market. Still to come, a would-be rescue turns into an arrest in Talang, and ASEAN keeps all eyes on Thailand as the political crisis continues. You're watching This Week in Phuket on Phuket News TV.
Holiday Inn Resort and Spa Patong invites you to experience the Seabreeze Cafe. Kids eat for free and prices start at just 599 baht plus per adult from 6:30 until 10 p.m. at the Holiday Inn Patong.
Welcome back to This Week in Phuket. Police just happened to stumble upon a criminal this week. A man is in police custody after a would-be rescue turned into an arrest. The incident happened on Sunday when police went to help the 27-year-old Thai man off the road in Talang. They found he was armed and carrying a load of drugs. He was taken to Talang Police Station where he was booked for possession of narcotics for sale and for illegal possession of firearms before police finally allowed him to be taken to Talang Hospital for treatment. All eyes were on Thailand and its political crisis last week at the ASEAN summit in Myanmar. In attendance was Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen, who said all ASEAN members were closely monitoring the developments in Thailand. He added that although the Association of Southeast Asian Nations want a peaceful solution, they're also urging Thailand to respect democratic principles. Hun Sen is a close political ally of fugitive former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, the brother of ousted Premier Yingluck. Australians now have a Canadian taking care of business. Legal advisor Michelle Holluck from Canada has been chosen as honorary consul in Phuket for Australia. The 34-year-old replaces Larry Cunningham, who stepped down at the end of September last year after 8 years in the post. Michelle, who is fluent in Thai, was chosen months ago for the post, but has been waiting for Thai government approval of her appointment. Who can forget Brett Bean, the American man who vanished from Phuket in November last year? Well, he's turned up back home in California, safe and sound by the looks of things. The 43-year-old surfer and ski instructor was due to meet his parents in LA after being booked on a flight out of the island but never made it, prompting a media frenzy over his whereabouts. And hundreds of brochures picturing Brett were handed out on Phuket and around the country for any information when it did happen. The only breakthrough came in April, 5 months after his disappearance, when Brett called his parents very briefly, ending the search for the missing expat. Politics has spread to the world of pageants in Thailand. The winner of a national beauty pageant last week caused an uproar after critical remarks about the pro-government red shirts discovered on her Facebook page. 22-year-old Phai Tisiabat was crowned Miss Universe Thailand on Saturday night, broadcast live on the state-owned Channel 3 TV. But many pro-government supporters say she should have her title revoked after finding she's been often very outspoken against the red shirt movement on social networks. Police are investigating one of their own. A police officer is denying being involved in the murder of a karaoke hostess in a drive-by shooting on the island. 36-year-old Nutsika Glasuk was walking out of the Sarapam Pleng pub near Geelong Circle when she was hit in the head by a bullet fired from a passing pickup truck on Friday. The policeman went to meet investigators on Saturday to declare his innocence. Investigations continue. From June 1st, people wanting a driver's licence in Thailand might find it a little bit tougher to get one. The Department of Land Transport says it'll introduce a strict new testing and examination process. The new tests come in response to urgent calls for Thailand to improve its road safety record, which is one of the worst in the world. The Thai Army has imposed martial law amid a political crisis to preserve law and order. The surprise announcement also granted the Army wide-ranging powers to enforce its decision, but it insists it's not a coup. Martial law comes after a long-running political crisis and months of escalating tensions between the government and the opposition. The Chief Security Advisor to the interim Prime Minister says the government wasn't consulted about the Army's decision. Under martial law, the Army can tell authorities what to do, set up military courts to hear criminal cases, set curfews, block roads, railways, water transport or airports, and have wide powers to search anyone or anything. And that's the way we saw the news last week here on the island. To keep up with the latest, tune in to Live 89.5 or you can go to thephuket.news.com. Thanks for watching.